What's up, guys? This is Will H Tech Review, and today we're going to be taking a look at using the LG V20 in late 2018. So the LG V20 came out in late 2016, and at the time when it came out, it was considered a great replacement for the on fire and smoking hot Note 7. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm a Samsung fan. But the Note 7 was having the problems that it was having. This one came out around that same time, and a lot of people were looking for a device that had a lot of great features and that would have a big screen and that they could be very productive on. And so the next one in line was the LG V20. At the time that the Note 7, I was just about to pick that device up, and then they took it off the market. So I skipped on the LG V20 at the time. I think at the time my other LG phone, LG G4, did like a boot loop boogie on me, and so I wanted to stay away from LG at the time. So like I said, this was considered a replacement for that. Because at the time it had some top-notch features. So some of the features that this phone had and still have, because it's still sitting here in front of me, this has some of the greatest cameras that you can have on a phone, and they still rival a lot of phones today. It has two rear-facing 16 megapixel cameras on the back of it that were great for taking standard and wide angle shots. You could shoot video up to 1080p, 30 frames per second on this. So many great features within the the cameras on this thing, to where a lot of YouTubers and other people would use this device to do professional recording, because the cameras on this thing were just that great. The wide angle features, and just with the mics that you have on here, the directional mics. You can set up your sound very well for recording, front facing, rear facing. Just great features with the mics and the cameras on this device. It also has a 5 megapixel front facing camera that you can shoot wide angle standard shots as well, and a great camera. So like I said, some of the great features about this device are the cameras and the microphones on here. So the display on here, it has two displays, a 5.7 inch IPS LCD display, 2560 by 1440 Quad HD, which at the time was a great display. And right now, to me, this day is still a great display. One thing that I do like about this, it has a secondary display up here at the top. Now this secondary display is 160 by 1040, and it's a 2.1 inch display. Very helpful, this display, and that's another thing that I like about it. You could go up here and you could have your quick toggles here. You can open up your camera, your calendar, they'll have your recent, and then here's some of your quick toggles right here. You can silence your phone right there, turn your Wi-Fi on and off, or you can, just open up your flashlight, and that screen is visible all the time. So as you can see, I have it customized with Will H Tech Review, my channel name right there, and just unique. At the time, a lot of people saying that was kind of gimmicky, but to me, I think it's a great little feature to have there, and it makes the phone unique. Also, this phone came out, when it first came out, it came out with 7.0 Nougat. And at the time, I think it was the only device, wasn't very many that was coming out with that, so it was kind of ahead of its time there. I have recently upgraded to 8.0 Oreo. Don't know if it's gonna get the Pi update or not. I don't think so, but cross my fingers and hope so. The device has the Snapdragon 820 chipset, quad-core CPU, and Adreno 530 GPU. Only 4 gigabytes of RAM. The 820 chipset wasn't my favorite, kind of a battery hog. just didn't perform well. If you got a lot of apps open, it's gonna kind of bog down a little bit on you, and it still does. But if you want to pick this up for the price that you can get it now, I think it still performs well. A lot of people still use this as their daily driver. So for me, it's a backup. And then I'm gonna get into some of the other reasons that I like it and I picked it up. So the 3200 milliamp battery on here, like I said, it doesn't last a lot. But it does have one thing about it that has quick charge 3.0, so you can definitely charge it up fast. And if you got a spare battery, one good thing about this that I like, you can go from 0 to 100 within a matter of seconds if you get pretty fast at taking this cover off here. If you got a spare battery, you can go from 0 to 100 just by taking your battery and drop it in here. Does have a place. This comes with 64 gigabytes of internal storage, and it's expandable with a micro SD card slot as well. This cover on the back of it is 6000 series aluminum, so you're not getting a plastic back on this. You're getting something that feels good in your hand, and gonna get into that like I said. So this device came in different colors. It came with the Titan color that I had at one time, the silver and the pink. I always liked this silver color, so when I saw it and I picked it up, this is my favorite right here. So that's why I like the color on it. Now, like I said earlier, you got your mics, you got your great cameras. The battery life is not that great, but one thing about this, it does have all the features. It has a fingerprint sensor on the back. Doesn't have facial recognition on this at all, but fingerprint sensor works great. You do have the knock on and knock off feature here, which is great. A lot of customization. If you go within the settings on this, you can set how your screen strolls. Got different ways you can set it up for it to stroll. Just all kind of this phone is feature rich and customization. If I wanted to change the color of my home screen buttons here, I could do that. Just all kind of features, man, that you can go back and watch some other people's videos on this device. Don't want to get into the specs and the features too much. Just know that it's got a lot of things going for it for us and features. Another good thing that it has, still has 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. It does have Type-C. Only thing that it doesn't have is dual speakers. This one speaker here is not too bad. You do have a DAC in here for when you plug in your headphones, so remember that. And it's great too. It works really well. The DAC is definitely a big feature with this device. Just the overall size and feel of the device. I like flat screens. This one has a flat screen, doesn't have that curved display and all that stuff that I don't particularly care for. Also, doesn't have the glass back. So you guys know I always talk about glass backs. I wish they didn't have them, but I know you got to have them for wireless charging. So that's where we are on that. But just overall, using this in 2018 is great. Whether you want to pick it up for a spare device or use it as your daily driver, I think it'll still go. Just know that its limitations compared to some of these ones the devices that we have today, it's going to be a little bit limited as far as you go like that. Battery, I would definitely pick up a spare battery, but it does have quick charge. Now, I'm probably leaving out a lot of stuff on this device because it has so many great features, but this is a very tough device. I've seen people take it and slam it down. I think it has some type of military grade testing or title to it, but it definitely is a very tough device. One thing I heard a long time ago that people were easily cracking their cameras on the back of it. Fortunately, I haven't had that happen. But this device, I picked it up off a swapper mint condition. As you can see, mine doesn't have any scratch. Sorry, Santa. Any scratches or anything on it, and I'm thoroughly impressed with it, and I like it. Does still have the IR blaster on here, so if you lose your remote or you just want to troll somebody or whatever, you can definitely still use your IR blaster. And just a great, it's a big phone now, don't get me wrong on that, but just an overall great device. Some people, now I'm still using the LG's launch on here. A lot of people don't like the launch on here, said it's too cartoony, and I have to agree. It's not the best. They don't have the best looking icons and things of that nature, but you can always change your launcher. So anyway, guys, that's a look at the LG V20 late 2018. I still like the device, and that's just my look at it. So catch you guys in the next video. Will H, and I'm out. Happy holidays.